dreams take flight.
Good evening, wonderful people. It is Tuesday, February 18th, 2025. We are so lucky and blessed to be in the building. We are glad to be alive. I need you guys to do me a favor and let everybody know that we're live right now. You don't want to miss this conversation. I labeled it as my mentor in the building. We are live on Facebook. We are live on Twitch. We are live on the YouTube channel, which is the name of the show. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let's get it. I'm so geeked. I don't even know what to do with myself because this woman right here is the epitome of what hard work looks like, what faith looks like, what favor looks like. I can say so many things about her. I'm not going to bore you with all of that because we have a lot to talk about, but she is definitely one. If you did not know her, this is a person you need to know. She is definitely big in the industry. That person behind the scenes that's getting it together, helping directors and directresses breathe easy. This is that one. Even in her own battles, she never breaks a sweat. And I was surprised in the things that I knew about her the last couple of years that I'm like, how do you do it? I have no clue, no idea. I know it's God. But she's definitely one that you need to know. So, with that being said, let's get into her bio. Miss Teresa. We're going to say Craigie, right? Moore?
Craigie Moore.
Affectionately known as TT from the D, is what some call a Jill of all trades. And I said that already. She was born and raised in the city of Detroit and is truly a D girl. Hip hop helped raise her from her background in choreography days. TT is the member and mother of two young, amazing kings. Her oldest son, Markel, and Cody is the youngest son she shares with her husband, Swifty McVeigh, of the hip-hop group D12, which we just hung out not too long ago.
Yes.
TT is a podcaster from Detroit and has two platforms. You can listen to her while getting your day started Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. on Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, or Spotify for podcasters. Or you can check out her Tuesday evenings during her live streaming at 8 p.m. on her Facebook page, YouTube channel, or Instagram, which will be starting again next week. TT from the D enjoys wearing many hats. You can find her in front of the camera as an actor, or in the center of a room hosting an event, or on stage delivering one of her transparent motivational speeches. You may also find her behind the scenes as a stage manager, production assistant, on the side of the stage as an artist assistant, or on the go as an executive assistant to managers like Courtney Benjamin, who I had on the show before, yes, from Benjamin Entertainment Group. Wherever you see this sister, trust the process because you are definitely going to be in good hands. I want y'all, family, village, you know what time it is. I don't care where you are in your home, you in a restaurant. I don't care where you're watching it from. I need you to stand up. I need you to put your hands up in the air like we about to do a whole party vibe, okay? If you're in your car, I need you to safely pull over, roll down the windows, or even get out if you want to. I need y'all to scream, welcome TT to the D from the D is in the building, my mentor. What's going on and on? Let me calm down.
You silly.
I need y'all to welcome her because she's well deserved of all these beautiful hearts and beautiful things that I'm going to say to her tonight. I have said these things to her in person, so there's nothing different than I've never said to her before. but she's definitely one that I glean from, of being all that and some chips and a soda and
Thank you, Queen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know what? You have me hyped up, like, hype your bestie up. Hype your bestie up. Like, I'm like, okay. And shout out to Nikki Giovanni. I love you too, Nikki. Firstly, thank you. Thank you, thank you, Sunshine. It's an honor. It's a pleasure to be on your show tonight. This is the very first show that I've done for 2025 thus far. And I felt rusty when we were doing tech check, right? As we should do. All podcasters, note to self, make sure you always do a sound check, visual check to make sure that your guests are already aligned. But yeah, it was just like can you hear me still?
Yeah, you're crackling again.
So you know what? I had to open up. Let me see if I lean into it. I had to open up a window because normally Swift, shout out to my husband. Normally Swifty makes sure my sound and everything is good when I got a guest, and so he's not here. So I'm like, I got it. I'm like, no, I don't got it. And I figured I had to open a window, and so when I had that window open, it was much clearer. And so I don't know if it would be better if I went live from my phone. I don't want to disturb it.
It's up to you. Like, I have things that I can talk about until you switch over. It's up to you.
Well, we're good.
I don't want to
I don't want to lose the connection. So I'm wondering if I turn this up. But I think I'm just yes, yeah, it's delayed over there. So I would literally maybe I don't want to. So I don't know because I'm not a tech person.
So here's the thing. If we stay like this, and then when we do the replay, you're gonna be like, "Oh man, we should have."
Okay, so what I can do, I can kill my camera for a second. I can switch my microphones.
Okay.
Is that
okay?
Cool. All right, y'all. Y'all know how it is in this world, you know. Okay, this is not theater.
That was busy, but you know,
if this was a movie, we could cut
right.
But we're live, and Sunshine's going to talk to you guys, and she's going to entertain you guys while I take a moment to make sure that everything is good on the sound. So all my folks, and Instagram world, all over the place, wherever you guys are, we'll be back in 2 and 2 on this side of the camera.
Okay.
But we'll definitely keep you entertained.
Yeah. So until we get all of this together with TT and her sound, you know, these are things that happen. It's okay. I'm not new to this. So again, thank you for all those who are stopping by, coming in. I thank you. This is definitely one of those conversations that you definitely don't want to miss because of who TT is in the industry. She's very, very, very good at what she does. She's a well full of information and resources. This is why I also cling to her. And she's so friendly, humble, but she would definitely help you and put you in the right place that you need to be. So with all that being said, I first met her on the set of Perilous Times, and we've been cool ever since. So that was 2022, 2023. And we ended up working on another set, and every time I would go somewhere, hey Mel, I would just hug her like, man, that's my big sis. And she definitely looks out for me, making sure that, you know, you don't get ate up by the sharks. Hello. And that, you know, go in rooms, do what you need to do and get out. So, again, I just was with them about 2 weekends ago, maybe, doing a photo shoot. She called me like, hey, what you doing? And I was able to hang out on a music video shoot. So that was cool. Again, you never know. You just don't never know who can open doors for you. Not that this has anything to do with our relationship, but because who she is, this is what she does. You good?
Can you hear me? Is that better?
You're still crackling.
Okay, hold on. I did a different mic. I almost got a call supposed to interrupt his stuff. And what he do? Huh. I got a different mic, so I got my one with the arm. What's shit? I'm gonna move my wine because I'm gonna need this wine in a minute. I am gonna need
It's fine. For those who are on now, if you have any questions or you want to have a comment or a shout out to TT or myself, please do so while we getting her mic together. And of course,
what about now?
You talking?
Is that still the same?
It's better, but I can still hear a feedback in the back.
Okay, what about now?
Much better, nope. But I can still see hear the feed in the background.
I think okay, hold up. I think I know. Maybe. Okay, what about now?
I can still
hear the cracking.
But I can still hear the crackling in the background.
Here I am trying to troubleshoot.
Do you
want to an electric fence? Okay.
Do you want to?
What if I go out and come back? What you think about that?
Try that.
Okay, let's do that. I'm gonna leave and come back because I did a test.
Okay, what did you just do? I didn't hear it.
Can you hear anything? Is that better?
That's better. I don't hear the crackling.
Okay, let me see something. What about now?
I can hear you, no crackling.
Okay, bet. I don't know what I just did. Don't ask me. I stage manage. I don't fix mics.
All right, so.
Amen.
Amen. We are back.
Yes. Thank y'all for your patience.
Yes, those who are on, please share. Yes. We're gonna have interaction in our conversation. So remember, this is not just about us, but it's the village as a whole. I switched up the show a little bit for this year in my wording of my questions or getting people to know who my guests are, getting a little deeper into why they do what they do. And again, I have shared that we first encountered each other on the set of Perilous Times in 2022 going into 2023. I think we started.
It was 21? It was 22?
Yeah, it was 22. Okay. And we performed in 23, if I'm not mistaken.
You probably are correct. We got people who got out there. Mel, do you remember when we did Perilous Time the last time, or Nikki? Because I know Mel be at every show. She be at everything. And I know she was there Perilous Time. I believe it was 23. It just seems like I've known you so much longer.
Yeah, that happens, but I think that was right. I think 23 is when we performed it, but we started in 2022. Yep.
Okay.
So we have been rocking steady ever since. Yes, we have been on several stages together with her working. And then in just being who I am, popping up at concerts and, supporting somebody else, there she is. And so if you don't know who she is, again, you're going to see her more and more because she is that person. Let's get into first question.
Ooh, let me check my wine while you got any questions. What you think?
So my first question is always, tell us a little bit how you grew up.
Wow. Well, I grew up in a multicultural neighborhood. I had a hip hop group called Pure Pleasure. I got in that group, I think, when I was about 13. We did hip hop dancing. That's back in MC Hammer days. 357, Star Club, you know what I mean? Supersonic, JK Fast. Shout out to my girls from JJ Bad. So I started doing that. I caught the attention. Now don't be judging me, y'all. Don't judge me. So I was skipping school with my friends, and we were rehearsing in the alley, okay, behind our school. And there was an alley back there. I was like, an alley, okay. So this van pulled up, and it was this older woman and man in there, and we were doing our pull-out routines. We were going to audition to get the Michigan State Fair, okay. And so the woman was like, "Oh, y'all pretty good. Y'all pretty good." And so she said, "Let me give you my card." So we looked like, okay, and that's straight to danger. We weren't concerned. It was like 6 of us, right? So we weren't concerned. I walked up, got the card. She said, "We rehearsed right at that church across the street. Why don't you come Saturday and audition?" I was like, "Okay." Gave card to my mother because my mom was a momager. People say a momager. And thank God my mother didn't ask me how I met this person, but we ended up going. Long story short, got with Candy Productions, danced for her for a while, and thought we were famous, right? We were performing all over the place. Met another amazing production named Black Productions, and I started getting a background dancer for a female rapper. And then I kind of slowly but surely kind of left my dance group, my performing group, because I was very focused. And they started, like my girl in my group, they started dating, the guys would get into girls, and first of all, my mother was straight. And so my mom like, "No, you already heard she gonna do this, you gonna do that." So I was really always focused on dance. Did that for a couple of years. It wasn't until Low Down Dirty Shame came out, and I got inspired by Jada Pinkett Smith, Peaches. And I thought, like, "Oh, I think I can act." And I did my first play called Black Girls. Had no speaking lines when I showed up, but by the time I was done, I ended up with lines. Cause I'm animated, and I'm still animated at 49 years old. I'm animated. And I just been going in. I tell you how I actually got into this, because I'm speeding through my life with a whole story. Oh my God. But and Camila ain't got all night for TT. So I ended up working on Fearless Times. I auditioned for Fearless Times in 1999, and I was doing what you were doing, Sunshine. I was in the chorus. Some people don't know, but I can hold a note. I cannot sing. Okay, in the shower, I do all of that, but I can hold a note, and so I did that. And so the second year, I went in to do the same thing, and then I remember it was so crazy. The stage manager, I can't remember from stage left or right at the time, just was missing rehearsals. And so when we got to the thick of things, because you know how it gets, Sunshine, when it's crunch time, we need all hands on deck. So I was always sitting there asking questions. I've always been inquisitive. And so there was, I think, somebody to get on the headset on stage, whatever, right, left. So TJ, he used to call me T-Rex. Don't ask me why. So he was like, T-Rex, I need you to hop on the headset and kind of run that stage. I said, I can't do that. He said, yes, you can. I'll walk you through it. It's simple. You know the show. You've done it before. You know the script because you're here. You know, he said, just communicate with your other person. Like, okay. I ended up not doing my position that year. I ended up stage managing. And so it was just like, wow, you know, I was learning. I learned a lot of the technical words and all that stuff. And I realized, like I think I want to stage manage, right? So I still did acting, and then shout out to Deborah Chanel Green, who's an amazing actress in this industry and producer and author. She was working on a play. I met her. Shout out to Vanessa Lynn. We'll talk about Vanessa Lynn in a little while. I auditioned for one of her productions, and I believe it was called Equally Yoked at the time. And so I auditioned for that. That director ended up having a heart attack and dying. He was directing her play. He died before the production.
Wow.
And so while I had got the role of Teresa, I was like, let's show myself or whatever. They were like, we need somebody to direct the play. And so everything was going on so fast or whatever. And Vanessa was like, I need somebody I can trust, somebody that I know this play, and somebody that I can sit there and
hold on,
I'll
Tati.
scratch on
You
696.
you crackling again.
I'm cracking.
You crackling again.
Am I?
Yeah.
I
You might have to
I might have to do it from my phone.
have to go on your phone.
Let's do it from my phone. All right, so let me do that. I'm gonna get out of there. I'm gonna come back. Thank God you sent me this one text message. I want this. I quit show. I ain't got time to be playing no games with technology. But it's letting me know that I need to do some test runs before I launch next week.
Okay.
Let's do this. Yes, I accept all. Okay, let's see. Come and ask you to let me in. And as soon as I tell you my name.
Yeah, you haven't popped up yet. Okay, there we go. Now exit out the other one.
Yeah. Let me get out of that one. Okay. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. 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 So you can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, very good, very good. So I'm on the tiny screen now. Okay. So the director had died from that production, and Vanessa said, "Hey, I want you to direct." And I'm thinking, like, I don't direct. I don't. She was like, yes, you do. And I'm like, no, I don't. And I felt pressure because I said, I'm not a director, and this is her baby. And Vanessa Lynn is known for amazing productions, and scripts. And I'm like, and suspenses, and I'm like, oh my god. And so I realized that she saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. And a lot of times we're gifted in certain areas in life and we don't always see our potential. Mm-hmm. We don't always see what other people see because we're so used to watching others that we never really take a moment to step back to really realize how much God has empowered us to do things. Mm-hmm. So long and short of that, there was another production coming called Mysteries of the Heart, and that writer producer needed a director. So Deborah Chanel Green, it was her sister-in-law, she said, "Hey, I know somebody. I don't know if she's available, but I know somebody." And so when she told me, I said, "Deborah, I don't direct." She was like, "You did. You just did for Vanessa." And I'm like, "Oh my God." So I met with Rosalind and I ended up directing Mysteries of the Heart. And so I realized that's another thing I can do, Jesus. Okay. So everything just turned into just a roller coaster from there, Sunshine. I kind of fell into this stage managing, and I've always loved dancing, okay? Because like I said, I started out with that.
Yeah.
And I can just kind of put a pin here and say, I even choreographed. And so I taught hip hop in Bloomfield Hills at Miss Barbara Dance Studio for about a year. And it's a whole story behind that. But from that show, it's kind of how I met my husband. Okay. And I danced for a rapper at the time. His name was Ali Life. And we opened up for, back then, Eminem, D12, which my husband is a part of D12. Everybody know that. He's part of D12. And so things just took off. We met, and then we really met on a movie set. So Swifty is a dope actor. And we spent months learning the script and rehearsing and learning to improv, sharpen our skills. And that's another thing for all of my fellow actors. It's great if you can take yourself to like an improv place and just jump on when they have like amateur night or something like that. Mm-hmm. It keeps you on your toes. It helps you learn to improv and improvise. If you drop the script, you drop your lines. If you don't have a person that can pull you back in, you know how to improv until you can get back and walk that beat. So you pick up all these skill sets along the journey. Long and short, God is good. He is amazing. I've learned so much in this industry, Sunshine. And it's one of my gifts that allows me to meet amazing people like you.
Absolutely. You are there's nothing I believe that you can't do. There's one of those things that Even at 47, I tell people that when God returns, he ain't gonna tell me, well, I gave you all these talents and you put them in the ground. Absolutely not. I'm not
Right.
leaving nothing on the table, on the floor, on the ground, nothing. I'm doing
Amen.
it all. You be
Amen.
like,
Amen.
I didn't know you. Well, now you know. But yes.
Absolutely.
The other thing is, good evening, everyone. Please like and share.
Yes. Share, like. Join,
I
join,
need
join.
you to tell us I remember when story. It doesn't have to be now. It could have been old. It could have been just happened 5 minutes ago. It does not matter.
I remember when. Hmm. I remember when I used to sneak out of my mother's house after telling her I was staying at somebody's house and going and having the time of my life.
Mm.
Yeah. My mother, like I said earlier, she was very strict. And if you knew my mother, you know. And so um, she was a single mom most of the time. And I was the oldest. So I had to babysit my siblings and all that kind of stuff. And I kind of grew up fast in that
Yeah.
respect. So to be a kid, I found my fun when I could sleep over. I ain't gonna say their name because I don't want to, their parents be like, "Oh, that's what I used to do." Like, oh, but those were the most memorable, fun moments, and those were during times that I shouldn't have been having, but I remember when.
So I remember when I first met you, and at first it was a moment of walking real fast past me, like who is that? And she was in a moment of telling us what to do per director and getting us in place so he didn't have to keep repeating himself, and really going beyond what she was actually contracted to do. If you know TT, this is what she does. Even if you paid her $500,000, we thinking, no, she's gonna give you more than that. To the point where eventually one day where I get to where I need to be, it's a big tip that comes behind what I already contracted you for. Now, if everybody had the idea of what I just said, what she's worth, she's worth thousands. And if she really, and I've never, I've never seen her half do anything.
Thank you.
She is, I've pride myself on being a chameleon and a Swiss Army knife. This one, I don't think is anything that I could even remotely compare her to. She is one of a kind, literally. She has that mindset that if this was hers, this is something that she would want for herself, plus some. So,
Thank you. I received
again,
that.
I put on here my mentor. So this is one of the people that she set the bar.
Wow, that's a lot that's a lot, Sunshine, for me to that's a lot. Like,
Girl,
I'm honored. Let me say that. I'm honored because
do you see my face?
no, I know. And we've talked outside of this. So this is not, let me say this for the people that's watching from whatever platform or listening. I know that this is all authentic. I guess it's hard because I've always been that person that's kind of like you. I see people that I admire and I respect the craft. And so I've had people that, I'll reach out and say, hey, can I shadow you? I want to learn from you. And they'll take me under their wing. Such people like Mike Lynch, an amazing, he's known as the stage manager extraordinaire. I learned a lot from Mike. I was just doing a walkthrough at the Performing Arts Center for the production that Crystal P is getting ready to do in April. And the Ghostlight was on the stage. And so I saw it. And while we're doing a walkthrough, I asked the production manager, I said, hold on. I said, can we walk on this stage? Because the Ghostlight is out. And so he looked at me and he's like, yeah, you're good right now. I said, yeah, because I don't want to get her no fines. I know how that go. Right. And so we weren't working that day, but still in my mind, I'm already conditioned and trained. Like when you see that, like, yo, is it safe? Because I didn't know it. And I learned that directly from Mike Lynch. But TJ Hemphill also said, yo, when that's out there, you do not touch that stage. I don't care what or who says what until you get clearance from the house, because you can get somebody minimum $500 fine. Right. And so when you say that, I say I receive that humbly, because for me, I only want to shadow people that are of greatness. For you to say what you've said to me and to even say like I'm your mentor or one of your mentors, I'm like, wow, that's a lot to carry, but I don't plan to let you down.
Of course not.
Yeah, I don't plan to.
Even with the energy and how you do things of getting it done, whether you're dog tired. I've seen you dog tired, like, and because of who I am, and this is not a toot or anything, this is just how I am. I jumped in to help you to make sure that the job got done.
Yep.
And I'm like, I wasn't even, but however, I'm not going to let you, regardless. I told you I would do anything, especially for those who I know are in my corner, who really got your best interest at hand. I'm going to do that. Because at the end of the day, if you dog tired and you got so many fires going on and nobody's helping you to put the fire out, then what? We all burn?
Right.
Absolutely not. Not on my watch. We ain't. No.
I appreciate that. And from what you saw and witnessed, a lot of the times people don't know the fires that I put out when I'm working on a production. It's my job as your stage manager or your assistant, if I'm your artist assistant, if I'm working with the artist, it's my job to keep you focused and get you to do what you need to do. All of the other things, that's why it's so important to go to these rehearsals, to know what's going on. Even if I'm the stage manager, I want to know how everything else works. So when something's not in place or something's out of sync and the right person's not there, I can step in and say, hey, well, this is supposed to happen at this time. And it's not about me jumping into somebody else's shoes. It's playing your position and knowing how to multitask and be a team player. And so I'm not that woman that'll say, well, that ain't my job. That ain't what they paid me for. What I will do is make a note of things. Because a lot of times what I've learned, even in recent productions, is that you don't know what you need until it's needed.
Yep.
And if you don't have the people in place to kind of tell you where you're falling short or what's missing, that's why my business, I started that, Craig Enterprises, about 2 years ago. And I'm going to do better with marketing that because I do so much. But I consult. I just talked with a playwright. I won't say the person's name. Well, 4 months ago, they were doing a production and I was on my way. I would have been going to North Carolina for a conference. Shout out to Pastor Mickey to speak there. And then when I came back, I think I had to go to Chicago for something. The makeup show. I think I had to go right to there. So it was just like, I'm also that person. I'm not going to take your money. I want you to get your money's worth because I'm, like you said earlier, I'm going to give you more than you pay me for because that's just who I am. However, this person, I consulted this person without actually having a real consultation, but yet told this person, like, you can get a 30-minute consultation from me free. Now, some people will tell me, TT, why are you giving a 30-minute free consultation? You could be paying for that. Because I understand you can't get a lot said to me and a lot from me in 30 minutes, right? If you know and you write down, a lot of people don't write down, like, okay, let me okay, let me write down my points because I know I got 30 minutes, and 15 of that is maybe me telling you what I need or my view. And then I'm going to listen to you. And then anything after that, I can pay you. People don't do that. They don't prepare. They just kind of, if you are a wealth of knowledge, they want to pull from you. Okay, what about this? And they're not watching the clock. I'm like, okay, I can't. And it took me to do and I love my friends. I love my family. But as a favor to a friend, they asked me to walk somebody through something. And I met with this person. And what was supposed to be a 30-minute thing to help this person start something, I stayed 2 hours with that person because I just was like, I want this person to get this right. And I just stopped looking at the clock because I was like, let me just help this person. And then there was more help needed. But at this point, you got to pay me. And what you think happened? They didn't want to pay, so they didn't. But let me say this. They never really fully did what they should have been able to do because they didn't have all of the things they needed because they didn't want to. It could have been any consultant. It didn't have to be TT from the D. It could have been anybody. You know what I mean? But sometimes we block our own blessings. We don't understand our best investor is us because we have to invest in ourselves. You can't expect someone to invest in your dreams, your goals, and your vision if you're not doing it for yourself. If I don't see you investing in growing and sowing into yourself, why do you think I'm going to do it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, not going to do it. Not going to do it. So, yeah.
And the good thing is, we're going to put a pin in that one too, is you get blessed when you support others.
Yes.
And not in a selfish game. Let me say that one more time.
Say it to people ain't listening.
When you support others,
I'll hear this.
Without having an itinerary motive or any of those things, you will be surprised and blessed when doors open for you, when favor comes knocking on your door because of who you are.
Yep.
Right?
You were right. No, you're right. You're right. Absolutely right.
I felt like I needed to share that tonight because a lot of these people, and then the good thing is, sharpening your discernment, that you see the shenanigans before they happen. Now, in this industry, it can be very tricky. And you go in the rooms and you keep your eyes open and your ears open. 50% might be true. And then you have to observe for yourself. But however, my sister here has definitely been the person, like, you got to see for yourself, but be careful.
Yeah. She's talking good, John.
So when we're working, but at the same time, we want everybody to win.
That's right.
I don't want to hang around no losers. That we don't do that. The ones in your circle or the ones that of a TT, you should inspire to be better, a better version of yourself. How can I get myself better if I never seen it in front of me?
Right. You're right.
If I have a TT in front of me who's getting the job done, who's doing all these wonderful things, and she's not just in one thing. You got to be multitasked or multifaceted. I just don't act. I don't just this, and that. There are several things that I can do, and I'm good at all of them.
Correct.
And so is TT.
Correct.
And so, God gets the glory.
Yes, he does.
Out of all that we do. It's not a man that can say, I gave you this, I gave you that. No, sir, no, ma'am.
That's right.
That came from him.
That's right.
So any door that was open had nothing to do with you.
That's right.
It was because he opened it and he closed it.
Correct again. I'm
gonna help y'all out for those who are in the back, and you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get it twisted. When destiny calls, TT, what you doing?
Answering.
How you answer?
I show up.
Oh, that's a good one right there. You show up. So I'm gonna get this T-shirt. Don't try to steal my idea, y'all. So I'm gonna get this T-shirt that's gonna say, "I showed up and God did the rest."
That's cute. I would rock that. I like that.
I showed up and God did the rest.
I'd
That's
rock
our
that.
only job.
I'd rock that. Definitely would rock that.
So when you show up and you come in the room and you are you, and God use you to get the message around to everybody that's in the room. One thing that I did on purpose, and I do on everything that I do, I make everybody feel like they're a celebrity. Because guess what? You don't know what their home life look like.
That's right.
Your smile, your energy, your hugs might be the only interaction they get.
That's correct.
So stop being selfish with yourself. I digress.
You said I digress.
Yes, Mel, show up. Okay.
Yeah.
We got the RN in the building. Okay. What would we do without a registered nurse?
Listen. Mel, first of all, Melanie is more than a registered nurse. She runs a whole unit. She trains the nurses that come in to be able to save our lives. Okay. She's an amazing author. I got this book right here, Minding My Own Healing. And for all of my people over here, because I'm over here on another site. Mel is the author of Minding My Own Healing. This is her second book. And I am one of 3 additional authors who were contributing. We were blessed to be able to sow a seed into that. She could have asked anybody to share, a chapter of their life. And the book is phenomenal. I'm getting ready to go out of town. I'm definitely taking a copy to a really good friend of mine who's getting ready to have some surgery and be down for a while. It's going to be a good read for her. And you have the book, Sunshine.
Of course.
There's a chapter in there that I believe everybody can relate to. And I'm going to say this, male or female. Yes, women wrote these chapters, but some of the things you can switch and reverse roles.
Absolutely.
Mel talked about being married to a narcissist. Ladies, sometimes we are narcissists. Okay, it's not just the dudes. Let's be clear. Let's be real. So a man can say, "Damn, that seems familiar to me. My wife or ex-wife or whatever was like that." Okay, I wrote from the perspective of being a domestic violence child survivor. It ain't just us girls that grow up watching. It's some of these young boys that grow up watching, and we all can relate in some facet or form, whether it was us directly or someone we know and love indirectly, right? And then we have another one of the other ones that's really, really deep. Our friend Tamika, her only child was murdered by her ex-boyfriend while she was away at college on campus. So her only baby. And so her surviving that, telling her story. And I'm like, it's so much that we could tap into. And I met a woman that I'm going to have on my show this season through social media, actually through Instagram. And her only son was murdered away at college, not a domestic violence, but I said, if I could connect her and Tamika, she can gather something from that.
Yes.
Because you got one mother to one mother, both only children, taken both away at college, where you send them off to go to college to be better people and have a future. And then you get that call, and it's like, You just never know. So I said all that to say, Minding My Own Healing is an amazing book.
Yes.
Okay. It's an amazing book. And Mel has another book. Her first book, she's been a part of three, but her solo first book was My Broken Smiles, Beautifully Broken. Another amazing book. Okay. And so, and then she's a TT from the D official sponsor, you know. Those photos you see, she get me together. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Q11 Studios and all my team that work with me to make sure I look dope. But she called me one day, and when she said, I wanna sow a seed and invest in your podcast show. I'm like, okay. So when she said it, I'm like, I was quietly crying while we were talking. Mm-hmm. Because I'm humble and I'm always grateful. I take nothing for granted. But she's my sister. We've been friends for, dang, probably maybe 30 years. Maybe 30 years. Yeah. And so our families, like I call her sister, my sister, her mama, my mom, my other mom. She called my mama, you know, and yeah. She stood up for me at my wedding.
And
I stood up in hers.
I met Mel. And Mel was on the show. Mm-hmm. And just recently saw her again. I was at a concert. Mel was on the other side of me, like, hey, Sunshine. I'm like, who? And so this is how the village begins, is
absolutely
genuine male and females who have that common thread, but they're pushing each other, whether it's inspiration, whether it's putting people on here to tell their stories, whatever the case may be, and really showing love to one another, because as the world is, don't think it's gonna get better. We need each other. And again, as I state, which will be another t-shirt, stop being selfish with yourself. And
that's a good one too. That's a good one too.
Yeah, we definitely gonna do that. If you had a chance to collaborate with someone, who would it be, dead or alive?
Tyler Perry. Mm-hmm. I would love to be a part of his writing team. Yeah, I would love to be a part of his writing team. One thing I love about him, like, and it's so crazy. Let me tell you something. So, funny story. Here go a funny story. I didn't even think about this. So, as you know, I am the executive assistant to Courtney Benjamin Entertainment Group. So I'm Christina Benjamin's artist assistant, right? Mm-hmm. I met Courtney, Swifty and I, and a good friend of ours, Vitra, who's an amazing actor. She owns some businesses, just a lot. It's a lot to unpack with her as well. We drove down to Atlanta to audition for one of Tyler Perry's productions. I can't even remember what it was. And we were standing in line. We met Courtney. We met Paul Dean. You know Paul. And we were in line for like 11 hours. Please believe we were in line for 11 hours. And when we got down there, it's so funny. That's why it's important to build relationships. I'm going to tell you this. We're in line, and I see this short guy walking across the parking lot. I'm like, is that Little G from Silk? I'm like, Little G. And he's looking. I'm like, Little G. I'm little my damn self, so you know what I'm saying? So he's like, hey. So I try to go over, security trying to stop me. He's like, no, let her go. So I ran up, gave him a hug. I was like, what are you doing here? So he was just like, I'm working with Tyler Perry on a production. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, well, you know, hopefully I'll see you inside or whatever. Okay, move on, get inside. And this just shows you how the world is small and anything is possible. The set designer at the time her name was Paula. She was the set designer here in Southfield at CTAB, right? And she did Return of the Scrooge, which is one of TJ Henfield's productions too, that I did for 3 years in a row. I saw her, ran up, gave her a hug, like, what are you doing here? She's like, I'm Tyler Perry's set designer for his stage productions. What? I'm like, what? Okay. Moving on. A couple years ago, for those of you that are Tyler Perry fans or you love like his hot shows like The Oval, shout out to our girl Kayron Moore, who plays Victoria Franklin. Actually, is from here. And I met her, worked with her on one of Vanessa Lynn's, who I'm getting ready to do another production with Vanessa Lynn, actually in May. She was Detective Moultrie. So this is still somebody that I love on, and we still communicate. And I said, you say this a lot. We're all, what is it, 6 degrees of separation or whatever? You say it's so wonderful, but it's true. And one thing about me, I know all kind of people as I've navigated in this industry. The one thing I won't do is use my friends or my friendships to get ahead. And or I will never step on anyone's back to get ahead. I'm gonna get exactly where I need to go because God already ordered my steps. And I have to make pit stops along this journey called life to learn what I need to learn in order to take what I need to give to the person ahead of me and also to leave something behind to the person that's coming right along behind me. Or the person that's on the side of me. That's why I always tell people it's so much to share and give. It's enough for us all. You don't have to be selfish with your gift. You don't have to be like, well, I'm not going to tell them how to do that because why? Do you know how excited I get when I know I've worked with somebody and I see them put what they learned from me into motion?
Yeah.
I don't need them to say, well, I learned that from TT. I don't need that. In my heart and spirit, I know that God is pleased because he knows that I share my wisdom, my knowledge, and my experience. And that's what we're supposed to do.
Absolutely. You are 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one advice away, and one help away from where you need to be in your destiny.
Amen.
Period.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
So all of this to say, the circle is why it's important to have a strong circle and then be humble and be nice at all times. Because again, you don't know who's the one that's holding the key. And the one you think is not. I'll say that for the people in the back who didn't hear me. All right. Yeah. Again, yes. Mel, we need to get that shirt made. Don't stop being selfish with yourself and show up and let God do the rest.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. What is something that people would be surprised to know about you?
They'd be surprised to know that I'm really a homebody.
I believe.
I know, because I'm always out here in these streets, right? I'm always working on something, and that's a blessing. But people would be surprised to know I really enjoy being at home with my family. Like my husband and I have the best time, whether it's just us or we out with family and friends. I love being with my kids. I'm so excited about this upcoming vacation we're getting ready to take as a family because my oldest son moved to another state for work.
Okay.
And so whenever he's in town, you know, it's good. But when we can take a vacation together, it's even better. And so it's those moments. I wouldn't trade them for anything. If I had to make a choice, of course, between can you continue to spend more time at home or less time at home and then go full throttle after your dream, I would have to say, okay, how long would I have to do that? If you say, well, we don't know, I would have to say no, because I'm not willing to sacrifice the moments and the memories that I can create with my family.
Her son is funny, okay?
Yeah. My whole family funny. Like, you know what I'm saying? We kind of weird.
Hilarious. And if you saw her and Swifty out together, I'd be like, can y'all get a room? Go somewhere, please. I don't.
That's my homie. My husband is like, that's my homie. People will tell you, my homegirls and Mel can tell you this. Back in the day, because I've known Swifty since 2003, right? We met in 2003. And so we built a friendship. And I always tell people, like, here's another thing that people would be surprised about, right? People don't know that I'm a marriage ministry leader at my church, okay? And so, and I'm gonna release some information. I'm gonna launch it on my show next week, but I'm gonna drop it here because you have a different group of viewers and I want them to know, and we never know who's watching. But we believe in God, firstly. Let's be clear. We know that's where our skills, our gifts, and our blessings come from. Everything else is God using people to do what you need to do in this world. But like me and Swift, like that's my homie. You know, so I was telling you earlier, I was like, he normally get my sound together when you was like, you're cracking. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh my God, Swift not even here right now. Him and Cody out somewhere. I'm like, sheesh. Like, I'm like trying to mess with some wires. Girl, I thought I did something. I ain't do nothing. But I was like,
it's an amazing relationship to see. And then from and I've had y'all together. I think I've had Swifty by himself, and I think I had you by yourself.
Yep.
And the whole perspective of how relationships really are built on trust, love, friendship, all of these things to build this wonderful house and home that when something is missing, you can tell that it's missing.
Amen.
And I watched y'all as, you know, you were working, even though it's supposed to be, quote unquote, supposed to have been an enjoyable, but you were there with your man, making sure he was good, and had a great presentation of this video. And I can't wait for y'all to see it. But yeah, so again, those are goals, as we would say. Hey, Rico. Those are goals that people, I have no jealous bone in my body at all. And we always want to win, whatever level it is. If you want to be in love with somebody, or you want to enjoy the industry together, like, it's very important. I mean, Swifty traveled the world, so has TT, and then, you know, still have that trust there with no, you know, no crazy stories.
Oh no, I got some crazy stories. Oh no, I got some crazy stories.
We're not gonna do that today.
Yeah,
but anyway,
yeah, I got some crazy stories.
But the fact that it works.
It does work.
It works.
Yeah.
So 2024 I deemed as the year of love. 2025 I said double love. So what the world needs now, you say this song as, you know, one of the cliches of what the world needs now is love, sweet love. Well, they ain't never lied. Okay.
Yeah.
And I wanted people to see why you do what you do. It's very important. I mean, nobody's going to follow you if you don't love what you do.
Yeah.
If you constantly, there is a person who, he's a security guard, and every day he looks like evil he hates his job. And I'm like, first thing in the morning, I don't need to see that. Of, you don't want to do your job, don't come in or get another job. Stay home.
I agree.
That whole attitude is transferable.
That's a whole other podcast.
Thank you. That's a whole different conversation. But however, if you don't love what you're doing, why are you doing it? So the question becomes, is the why. Why do you continue to do what you do? That's my question to you.
Because greater is coming. I know greater is coming. I've watched, if you can have a moment and pause in life and look at where you've been, where you want to go, and you can see the growth, then you have to learn to lean and trust your faith. And as I said earlier, it's easy for you to believe in me and somebody else to believe in me. If I don't believe in me, if I'm not putting in the work, I'll never know what's on the other side. It's easy for me to assume. I could say, I don't know if I'll ever make it to work with people like a Tyler Perry or, you know, artists on different levels. But I could look at it and say, it's possible, TT. I have friends that work with Tyler Perry. I don't use my friendships, as I said, to be like, hey, why don't you give him my resume? Everything is divine order. I'm not going to have to. It's so crazy. I'm going to tell you this. Swift and I went to one of Tyler Perry's productions here. And we sitting in the thing, and I'm sitting there. Now, when I go to productions, because I do stage management, I cannot help but see things that need to be right. I'm like, oh my God, did they just walk through the wall? I'm like, because in my mind, I'm like, oh, and why are they passing out? Yeah, why is this? So I was like, oh, I can't just sometimes enjoy the show.
Yeah.
When this production was over, they was like, we got a surprise for y'all. Do you know Tyler Perry the whole night had been sitting 6 chairs down on my left?
Wow.
Dressed normal with a baseball cap on, and nobody knew it. He was watching his own show.
Yeah.
And so I met Jacarius Johnson, what was it, 2 years ago, I think. It might have been 2 years ago. I went to a production he did here, Set It Off, and we got to the music hall early, and I happened to see some girls outside the stage door. Now, you know, we didn't work that theater many a time, so you know what's going on. So I told Swift, he was parking, I said, I'm about to go and introduce myself to them. And he was like, you know them? I was like, no. He said, boy, because you know me, I'm Miss Friendly. Hey, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I came up and I said, hey, how y'all doing? They was like, we good. I said, I just want y'all to know that I'm going to be working with y'all in the future. I'm TT from the D. And they were like, okay. And they shook my hand. And I was like, well, what do you do? And so one was the makeup artist and another was a stagehand. And so we got inside the theater and they were like, we're going to do a random drawing. We're going to bless a couple to move down. But what you got to do is follow us, which I was already following them, and take a picture, hashtag us. So you know I'm always doing pictures, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we took pictures, hashtag, whatever. They calling out. They called a name. It wasn't us. I was like, oh, okay. We had good seats. It was cool. Then they was like, we're going to do one more drawing. I was like, what's the chances, Sunshine? What's the chances?
Yeah.
They was like, TT from the D. I was like, oh. They was like, TT from the D. Girl, I stood up like I was on The Price is Right. I was like, that's me. That's me. Right. So we got in, went down, got down there, and we were 4 rows from the front, from the tickets we won. And I text, because I had got the girl's name too. I followed her on Instagram, me and the makeup artist, Lauren, which I'm going to have her on my show soon too. I texted her and I said, I just won tickets. And she said, I know. And I said to myself, I wonder if she had anything, and I'm going to ask her when I bring her on the show, did she have anything to do with that? Because it was just ironic. And then the show was over. Everybody was leaving. I wanted to go and speak to the brat, but it was such a long line. I was like, When I turned around to walk back towards Swift, who was coming through these chairs trying to get through? Jacarius. I stopped him. I said, hey, Mr. Johnson. I said, I'm TT from the D. I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to be working with you soon. And he was like, okay, what do you do? So I told him I do stage management, production work, things of that nature. I was an actress. I do a lot. He was like, I look forward to that. Okay. So left. I know somebody that knows him, but I'm hell-bent on let my skills speak for me.
Yep.
Because you'll never be able to say, you only did that because I made it. I did that for you. Because unfortunately, you got some people, and I know some people that I won't let do nothing for me. They got that spirit. Yeah. Well, you wouldn't know so-and-so, or you wouldn't have been able to go to. It's like, come on. That's not, you never going to get past there.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I know what God got for me. So that's why I keep going.
Absolutely. If we even go with the Lisa McCall thing, that would happen with me. And here I am like, huh?
We could do that.
You want me to do what?
Right.
And knowing, so one of the gifts that God has given me is making people comfortable. Mm-hmm. That particular day that I had the singers on, Lisa had a bad day, a really bad day. I made everybody sing and they had such a good time. Mm-hmm. One of the Ito, I believe, said, we thinking about taking the show on the road, and we need a traveling minister. And I'm like, say what? Lisa's like, yeah, you. I'm like, huh? What? So she says, yeah, I had such a good time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get you a VIP treatment. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I'm like, huh?
She's a woman of her word.
Say what? She's like, yeah, I want you to, pray for the cast when we get backstage. Huh? What? And then she's looking for somebody to introduce her because of the mix up, or he had to go somewhere else. Yep. And somebody drops my name. Did y'all see me?
Amen.
Somebody drops my name like, hey, what about?
You good at what you do, Sunshine. I'm one of them people. Yeah, I will. When people are seeking, first of all, know this, and anybody is watching, know this about me. I will never, and I say never. I know they say, don't say never. Oh, no, I can say never. I will never refer someone to you that can't get the job done. Because my motto for me is, I get the job done. I do. And so if you ask me to refer some people, I know a whole bunch of people. But let me see, are they at this level or this level or this level? Do you need, what level you need them at, right? And so after you interviewed her, she had such, because let me pin that and come back to how you ended up there. So I met Lisa years ago, but never got to work with her. Always wanted to work with Lisa McCall, right? Just never had the opportunity. I was interviewing Angela Davis on my show. And so Lisa do like how people do. They stop through and make a comment. Angela acknowledged her because Angela was doing Holiday Detroit, the Christmas show. And I was like, hey, Lisa. She was like, I love both of y'all. I'm like, I love you too. It's all good. The next day, Angela called me and said, hey, Lisa McCall, company manager, want to talk to you. I was like, for what? Do you know what for? She was like, mm-mm. I said, can you find out for me? I was like, I wonder, because I'm at work, right? I was at work. So she was like, I think they want to have you come on as Lisa McCall's personal assistant. I'm like, what? Now, I knew I had a lot on my plate. So I was like, damn, I got two things. And when I'm dedicated to something, I'm dedicated. I don't spread myself thin. Mm-hmm. So she said, well, come for a meeting on Saturday and let's discuss it. And so the company manager told me, she said, well, I had told her, well, I know somebody because I think Lisa had just fired her personal assistant. And so Miss Judy said, I know somebody. She says, no. I know exactly who I want. I want TT from the D. I want TT. I've seen her with Beth, how she handles Beth, how she handles Courtney. And I just love her energy and her personality. I think she should take care of me. And so that honored me because I'm like, for sure, I'm going to take care of you. You know what I mean? And so fast forwarding, I was working with her to get her lineup for all her interviews, as we were getting the news stations, radio stations, podcast shows. She was like, I'd like to go on a couple of nice podcasts. So, shout out to Nikki. Nikki had her on. And I said, Sunshine Camila, keeping the real conversations. I said, she's a good friend of mine. I said, I don't know if she got any openings, but I can ask her, and I text you. Mm-hmm. And so after she told me, she said, TT, I had the best time. She said, when I tell you I had so much fun, it warmed my heart because she had a good time, right? And when she had somebody that was going to introduce her for the show, things like you said, something happened, miscommunication, and then she's like, I need somebody that knows what they're doing, professional, that can do this and not come out. And then I was like, huh. She's like, I said, what about Sunshine Camila? She says, you know what? I thought about her. You think she's available? I said, I don't know, but I can ask her. So when I was talking to you about getting the VIP information, I already knew, but I couldn't say anything just yet. Okay. That's why I was like, be there early, right? And so when she said it, and you're like, she asked me, I'm like, because I couldn't say nothing, but I knew.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, and that was divine order. Like, you did me a favor. You interviewed the team. You interviewed Lisa McCall, some amazing singers, okay, that are staples here in Detroit. And so God positioned, and Courtney, shout out to Courtney Benjamin. Courtney always says it's about positioning.
Yes.
It's about positioning.
I'm not talking about being an opportunist.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
There's a difference. And that's a whole nother podcast, so if you don't nobody know what that means. But I'm on a level like, all you got to do is show up.
And let God do
God
the rest.
already know what he wants you to do. He needs you to be in place, so when it's time, you can step right in line. That's it.
And then what people don't understand also behind the scenes between TT and Wally Dixon. They are the reasons you see who you see. Wally Dixon from AND1, main event. He know millions of people. He said, I saw you one time and I knew you was it. And he started sending people to me left and right. I couldn't keep up.
Amen.
And he's still like that.
Yeah.
TT, same thing. You got a show? I got somebody for you. Wait. I'm like, okay, what? You have to. I just show up. We just show up and let God do what he do.
Absolutely.
Nothing is scripted here. Nothing. God told me to show up on this couch and let him do the rest. Amen. So they don't get questions up front. Nobody does. So we have a real, genuine conversation. I don't do interviews.
Yeah.
It's
Neither do I.
The conversation becomes, I realize that we have more in common than we are different. But you'll never know that until you start talking.
That's right.
And then the more and more I do it, the more and more people be like, man, you need to go on that show. Like that one right there. Y'all gonna have a good time. I don't care what industry you are in.
That's right.
I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you black, white, Puerto Rican. I don't care. We have something in common. I can guarantee it. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to have these conversations, even the hard ones. I've been on here crying and everything. Snotting too. Like making up, messing up.
The ugly cry.
That's just coming off and everything. Like that's not supposed to happen. But however, it needs to come out because this is the stories that help our village to grow. Yeah. We perish because of the lack of knowledge.
True.
That's why we're here. This is not for entertainment. Yeah. I mean, it can be, but that's not the whole point of why I'm here.
Yeah.
God told me in 2020, when I started this, that I was going to become the help that I myself once needed. This is why I go so hard. So when you see people who've conquered depression, oppression, suicide, rape, molested, all these big names, been there, done it.
And many of us have been.
What? 330 pounds at one point, down to 240, and continue to lose. Because at the end of the day, I got to show up. I can't show up being crippled. I can't show up not being my best because you need the sun. The SON you in.
That's right.
And Mel, if you still on, we're gonna put this on a t-shirt too.
T-shirt line.
I don't deal with chickens. I'm an eagle. Let me break it down to you. Okay. So there are chickens who design possibly to take flight, but their flight is very short. Have you ever seen a chicken really fly?
No. No.
But I bet you've seen an eagle do it. And the eagle is the only bird that can fly close to the sun without being burned. Interesting.
It is interesting.
Eagles and chickens don't go together. They might be quote unquote birds, I don't deal with chickens. So if you could chicken, if you want to be a chicken and you want to stay a chicken, stay in the gate. Because I'm taking flight. Matter of fact, right. I'm already flying. I ain't taking a flight. I'm already flying. Okay.
You is on fire on today.
So if you want to come up, change your position. Change it. Change your outlook. Because chickens only going to stay where they are allowed to roam.
Yeah.
Eagles fly in the mountains. You got to be able to breathe up there. Come on, somebody.
They don't know what you're talking about on today.
I'm trying to help the people in the back and who underwater. I don't know. I'm just listen.
No, you talking good. I think that there's a lot that's going on in the world on a serious note, Sunshine, that we deal with fear on a daily basis. And you can decide that that's how you gonna roll. Mm-hmm. And life, you might as well ball up and die. Because there's gonna be challenges and situations and circumstances every day. You're gonna be tested. You're gonna be pulled. The shaking of a pruning of an olive branch, stretch, shaken, right? Mm-hmm. You gotta go through that to get to where you're gonna go. We don't know what tomorrow may bring. We do not. But you can hope for it. I said I'm going to do a show when I come back. Like, it's a lot. I'm launching next week. I'm so excited. And it's so much coming forth. But I'm going to do a show and I'm going to talk about the calendar being undone. It's being undone because think about this. And this is rhetorical for everybody, right? How many of you have written things you're going to do next month, the summer, hell, the fall? Think about, unfortunately, the people that don't get to do that because they didn't know that that day was their last
one. Yep.
So when you go through and you cleaning out their home, their car, whatever, you going to find a planner and you're going to look at all the things in there that they have planned to do. We don't know. And God said it in his word. We don't know the second, the moment, the time, the when, the where, the why, and the how. No, he does. And that's why people need to stop playing with this thing called life. It's not just your alarm clock that wakes you up. It's the ability to hear, sound mind, to even know what that clock ringing means. He allows you to wake up sometimes even before that alarm clock because he got purpose attached to you. We all got purpose. I don't care where you grew up, your zip code, what you got, how much money you got in the bank, who you know. I don't care about none of that. It does not matter. What matters is what you said earlier, what we've repeated throughout the night is showing up. And let me tell you guys this. It ain't about showing up for you. Nope. Your life is not your own.
Nope.
You have things to do in this world. You have purpose attached to you that is connected to another person that you may not even know. It's not always going to be for your family, your friend. It could be for a complete stranger.
So pin that. Two things.
Okay.
One, sometime, I don't know what year it was. I actually had a black pilot on here.
Oh, wow.
And he told me the importance of time and schedule. Now, everybody knows that I am an early bird.
Yes, you are.
I get everything.
You are. No lies detected.
So he says, well, we have a schedule on purpose. So everybody that's on your plane can get to their destination on time. When you're late, that makes everybody else delayed. Delayed. For some, that means you're missing your connecting flight.
Yes.
Or now you're losing money.
Mm-hmm.
So what did I just tell you? Time equals money.
Mm-hmm.
2, my pastor, who is now deceased, in Alabama, he did an experiment. For all y'all that's always late, he got there early, and was ex-military. He says, well, you show up on time, you're late.
Yes.
If you're late, you're really late.
Yes.
Me, being who I am, up there early, he had money for us. And church ended early on purpose.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So not only did you miss church, you missed out on money because you want to drag in there. Mm-hmm. Don't be selfish with yourself because somebody is in need of you. What you have inside of you is purposed for somebody else's destiny.
That's correct.
If you never get to where you're supposed to get, you are delaying somebody else's destiny.
Come on, talk good to me now. Talk good to me now.
You are delaying somebody's destiny. If we say, let's take Mel, the RN, right? Mm-hmm. If she don't get there on time, and there is a trade-off of passing meds, making sure every patient work chart is done, all these different things. If she's late and those things are not done, those patients could die because they don't have their medicine. They don't have what is necessary for them to live.
That's right.
I'm trying to help somebody.
Come on now.
Come on, Holy Ghost. Because at the end of the day, when you're being selfish with you, I can't get to where I need to be. Your smile for the day might have saved my life.
Come on now. You're talking good to somebody.
Your smile could have saved my life. Yeah. But you wasn't there. Why? Because you want to lay up in the bed. Because you didn't feel like today was the day I wanted to do X, Y, and Z. My connecting flight. Do you think I would call TT my mentor, if she wasn't a part of my destiny?
Amen. Amen.
Absolutely not. And all the favor that has happened because I'm connected to who I'm supposed to be connected to.
Amen.
I'm not saying these things because she's here. I tell her this all the time.
She do. And do.
Yeah. All the other things. Being in there with Lisa McCall changed the trajectory of how things have happened since then. There has been a lot of changes because of who I am and who God allows me to be. Yeah. In these rooms, in these industries. I will say this. I had a conversation today. My babies at school, a lot of them are transgender. A lot of them girls dress up boys, boys being girls, or lesbians. Did I treat them any different? No. Because guess what? They're still a soul. And I'm Mama Bear. So I'm coming in here and I'm going to love you regardless if I approve or I don't. It ain't got nothing to do with me.
That's right.
But one of them always will come back and say, when I know you're here because of your aura, I know you are here because of the attitude and the atmosphere that changes when you are around. Stop being selfish with yourself. Somebody needs you. And I ain't crying tonight, but I'm going to tell y'all because I got a whole attitude.
No, you just standing with your chest. That's all.
That's all.
You standing with your chest and ears, but you're right though. We can't say that enough. Your life is not your own.
It's not.
You don't belong to yourself. And some people, I think I learned this a couple of years ago, and I don't even really realize when I didn't realize that I was learning something on the level of, I'm always like, I'm a pour into my family, my friends, of course, right? it took me working in this public school district, spending hours and days with staff members, other educators, right? But having those one-on-one relationships. I'm gonna tell you something deep, real deep. So I was the administrative assistant to the principal of the high school, right? Right hand, right? Because people will tell you about me, right? I ran what I needed to run. And so I would have kids that would, hey, can I work in the office with you? No, because you can't just have anybody walk. No. But if I see something and you really want to do something, because I'm going to get you that extra credit, you got to have that 40 hours of community service, blah, blah, blah. We're going to work all that out, right? There was a young lady because we at that time was 10 through 12, okay? And so she was a 10th grader, and she wasn't like the other kids, I noticed when she would come in and she would always sit in the front. I used to be like, you need something? No, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting on my lunch hour to end. I don't eat their lunch. And I'm like, oh, okay. So 11th grade came, and she came in. I said, hey, hold on. We're not doing that this year. She was like, what? I said, if you're going to be in this office, I'm going to teach you how to be an assistant to me. She's like, I don't know nothing about no phones. I said, I'm going to show you. I said, because you're not just about to sit in here. You see how busy I be? I got stuff to do. I'm dealing with these teachers, these parents, these kids. I ain't got time. And you just sitting over there doing nothing. Yeah, you're going to come behind this counter with me, and I'm going to teach you how to run this phone system. I don't know that. I'm going to teach you. So she came back there. I trained her. Did great. Confidence level, I realized, changed. She changing her hair, how she did. She's taking more pride.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's all good. Here we go. She's like, I'm going to come and work for you next year for senior year. I said, okay, cool. I was looking forward to it. And so senior, we getting ready to go into senior year, and we get a notice that she passes away. I'm like, what? It's like she died in her sleep. Hurt me. What hurt me more was when I said, hey, did y'all know so-and-so passed away? They said, who? Right? I asked some of her teachers, did you know so-and-so passed away? Who? I asked some other people that should have known, I'll just put it that way, should have known who she was. Did you know so-and-so passed away? Who was that? I got pissed because I'm an empath as well, okay? I got pissed because I said, this is one of our children who for a fact sat in this bitch every day for a whole 10th grade year for lunch. Now, on the opposite side, maybe you didn't see her then. But last year, she was here every day, and she was behind here with me. How you don't know who she is? Then I'm like, okay, so what are we going to do for the funeral? What are we going to do? What are we going to contribute? What are we going to send? Whatever. Oh, yeah, we're going to take up a donation, blah, blah, blah. It never got happened. So I ended up talking to the principal, like, yo, I'm going to her funeral. Are we taking a bus to take some kids? And they was like, the kids don't even know who she is. I'm like, it hurt me to my core. I go to the funeral. We ordered flowers, right? I'm sitting there. I'm looking around. I'm like, she a teenager. I'm like, where her friends at? And where's other staff members, right? So when they said, anybody want to get up and say something or whatever, nobody moved. I said, I got up. Right now, I hate that I have become that person that speaks at people's funerals. I hate that. But because of how God wired me, I know why I do it. It ain't about TT from the D or Teresa when Teresa shows up, right? And I got up and I said whatever I said because I speak from my heart, right? And so it was just like when I got back to the school, I looked around and said, everybody be so busy in life. And I said this for a reason. We be so busy in life that we don't even recognize or acknowledge people that we see every day that we don't. If I see somebody, the mailman, if I see you every day, if I say, hey, what's your name? So-and-so, oh, I'm TT. Nice to meet you. Okay, woo. So when I see you in passing, what's up, so-and-so? You're not just my mailman. Mm-hmm. You're a person. When you take that damn uniform off, you are who you told me you are. Mm-hmm. When that girl came into that building, she was somebody's student. somebody classmate, but it hurt me when people that see you more than I see you, longer than I see you, don't know who you are. Your seat, I was grateful. We honored her at the graduation. We had a seat that was unoccupied with her cap and gown on it, and then we presented it to the parents. But I said that to say, we be so busy in life that we don't show up for ourselves, and we so damn selfish, we don't always want to show up for other people. Mm-hmm. That takes me back to the understanding that our life is not our own. Mm-hmm. So going back to the question you asked me earlier, why I do it? Because I know greater is coming. And not just I'm doing that, well, if I do this, God gonna be able to say, well, TT, you did. Nah. If I don't do nothing else, if I don't wake up tomorrow, I know, because I've done some bad in my life, let's be clear, when I was younger. Not saying this was going to give me entry into heaven, because we don't know, right? And I'm a believer. I believe in heaven and hell, okay? All I know is I decided to give God my yes a few years ago because I was sick of being disobedient, doing what TT wanted to do. Because I realized, I said one day, I said, you know what? Yeah, so how that shit working out for you? You doing stuff, you know, and people be like, well, how you going to be doing this? I said, first of all, I'm not holier than thou. I'm not a Bible thumper. I know some scriptures. I'm a believer. I'm going to talk you through some things, and I'm going to meet you where you are because God met me where I'm at. And we are a mess, all of us. We are a mess. We ain't nothing but clay. And God shapes and molds us every single day. Mm-hmm. It's not you that get your shit together. God gets you together. Now, you got to do your part. You got to do your part. But it's being who we are. We can reach some people that the people that be like, keep living and you will. They more comfortable with talking to somebody that can relate or understand or don't judge them. Because who are we to judge? We all have done something that was sinful. One sin ain't bigger than the other. And I remember a teacher asked me this when I was in high school. They said, what's heavier, 1,000-pound car or 1,000-pound cotton balls? I'm raising my hand. I'm geeked up. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's common sense. And he was like, okay. I said 1,000-pound car. He was like, no. I said, what the hell? Cotton balls? He said 1,000 pounds is 1,000 pounds no matter what it is. I say that to say one sin ain't no greater than the next sin. Mm-hmm. And we just need to know that every day God forgives us and gives us grace and mercy mm-hmm. to do it over again like a new day. Yep. Who are we not to give it to the next man and boy and girl? Yes. And let me be clear, it's a work in progress, baby, because I hold grudges. I do. I hate that about me, and I work on it every day. But when you do me wrong or you do people wrong, and I know you got a nasty spirit or disposition, I just can't mess with you. That's what I've learned to do. I just cut you off. Mm-hmm. Instead of me holding a grudge, I'm like, I'm just not going to mess with you. I'm going to love you from over there. I want nothing to happen to you, but I can't let you in my space because I don't have to. Until you mature and understand that what you're doing, if people are getting away from you, it must be something going on about you that everybody getting away from you. Mm-hmm. And that's between you and God. Now, if you don't believe, because we got non-believers, and that's fine, mm-hmm. I love them too. I love them too, because you have to discover God on your own. I can introduce you to him, but you got to learn him for yourself.
It's personal.
Yeah.
It's those moments of when you're alone and we had those moments of crazy thoughts that the enemy telling you to do X, Y, and Z. Yeah. Wasn't nobody in the room but you and him. Amen. And all of a sudden you done cried out and you said all these things, and he'd be like, yeah, it's better from here. It's going to get better. That's and right. Again, I didn't name myself Sunshine. God did that. But it was after I found myself. After, I had been through some things. But again, it's all personal. And it happens that unfortunately people don't see people.
Hey, Lisa. Let me tell you about you. Let me tell you about you real quick about the sunshine.
Yeah.
When I met you, it was for doing the production of Peerless Times. And I remember I came in for the first rehearsal when I was introduced to the team. Because I came on initially. Now remember, I came on initially as the producer's assistant. And then I ended up being a stage manager along with Mike Lynch, right?
Okay.
I remember seeing you. You was always, first of all, it was all your hair colors. Like, okay, today she's gonna be purple. Next week she's gonna be fuchsia. She's gonna be green. She's gonna be doing right. So I was just like, I wonder what color she's gonna have next week, right? And so one thing I knew about you, and I didn't know anybody really. I think I knew maybe 3 or 4 people from other years, but everybody else was new to me. And I noticed the energy when the energy was low, or people was kind of like, well, because stuff was happening to piss people off. I get it. I watched you, right? And here's another thing. Y'all need to pay attention to this. Somebody always watching, boo-boo. Woo, baby. Somebody is always watching. I was watching. I watch everything. I could be talking and my peripheral will pick up things, right? And I ain't got to say nothing, but I do. And I hold it. So I watched and I said, when the energy changes, the light-skinned woman always, I watch. So much so, when you came in one day and you wasn't yourself, I don't know if you remember, I asked you, was you okay?
Yep. And I wasn't.
Because just as much as I noticed the light, the God put in you, that when it needs to have more light, you were there to give it. I also noticed when that light was missing. So I like to tell people, spirits peep spirits. We recognize our own, right? We're not perfect people. We're going to all make mistakes. We all fall short of the glory. We know all of that, right? We haven't been told all of that. But in real life, for real, all we got to do is pay attention. All we got to do is really stop looking at what you going to think about you and you going to think about you, and just do you. Release what it is God gave you to release into this world, because a lot of the shit we going through is because people are harboring something that God needs them to let go and give, but they this is their posture. I'm going to hold it. Well, here's the problem with that. What you have here and there, supposed to give to her, him, them, whatever, because God got plans to give you more.
Yeah.
But he can't give you more. It's like playing Monopoly. We roll the dice, right? We go around the board. We land on this. We land on that. You might go to jail. You ever wonder, for those of you, and I used to go to jail a lot, so on Monopoly, I'm like, why I keep going to jail? Oh my God, right? So anyway, so think about it. Why do you keep going to jail? What I realized though, every time all that time, I said, I still was collecting money from people landing on my properties while I was in jail.
While you was in jail.
So I wasn't losing by standing still. I was pausing to watch how things was working in my favor. So we can take even things like that, the Mattel game, Monopoly, and apply it to our lives. You're going around the board. We go in life. We go around. And then you in scenes and things over and over again. Think about that. You invoke vacations, some of the same places. You dined at the same restaurant 25 times. Why do you keep going that route? There's something that draws you to it until you get to the next level where, not that you don't need it no more, you don't appreciate it or you don't respect it. God said, oh, I'm going to pull you up here and I want you to see something else, because you know about that. You already know about that. Yeah. You got that mastered. Now, I need you to move here. And I think in life, some of us are afraid to go to the next level in our own lives.
That's true. Because a lot of it is inherited. Even when you think about Monopoly, when you first come out, that was the cheapest street you was on.
Yeah.
Until you bend that corner.
Baby.
Oh, I got to save my money because I'm looking at New York. I need New York in my life. Matter of fact, I need all of these. Tennessee, all of it. I need St. James. I need all of that. I need. Okay, so we're going to turn right here. I'm going to need Charles. What was it?
Charleston.
Yes, because I'm gonna get you when you come. You think you didn't slid past. I'm gonna get all that right there. And then when I get to the green side and the yellow, I gotta get Marvin Gardens.
Baby,
I got it. And then when you get to the green, Park Place, all of that. I need all of that because at the end of the day, the goal is to be on the rich side.
Yes.
But even if I didn't get there, if I got all the other parts, you still gotta pay me, baby.
That's right, and it all adds up.
It all adds up. Me had all three parties in the color.
And don't get hotels. Let's not get hotels.
Please don't, because it's a wrap. Just fold up your billfold and just give it to me.
Just give it to me. You're out. Thank you.
I mean, this is how we look at things of. I got to a point where I can't be selfish with me because somebody needs what I have.
Yeah.
Conversations that we have, the things that we have conquered. Like, it ain't no just Sesame Street over here. Yes, like, we done been through the Elmos and Big Birds and Grover and all of that. Like, you can't forget.
That's true.
Where you came from. Hello. That's right. At the end of the day, those were the things that we used to learn your ABCs and your 1, 2, 3s. Mm-hmm. You can't ever get rid of Sesame Street, ever. You could try, but it'll never. I had to do an English paper not too long ago, and they asked me what was a TV series or a movie that you really miss or you appreciated to get you in where your life is, and I said The Reading Rainbow.
Wow. The Reading Rainbow.
Wow. Because at that made me fall in love with reading. And if you remember, they had stories and movie and little not TV series, but little things to go along with the book.
Yeah, I remember that.
That made me like, dude, I want to read more. Which went into the bookmobile and going to get a library card. All these wonderful things because I love to read.
Yeah, I love to read too. Yeah.
Without the pictures. I'll say that. Anywho, but at the end of the day.
That was a little bit of shade. Right. That was a little bit of shade.
Reading Rainbow shaped my life. And so did Sesame Street. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I can't have a childhood without them. Mm-hmm. Because now the love of English came from that. You got to start somewhere. The foundation, you got to start somewhere. So again, this I could go on and on with TT. We gonna do one more. So usually, this one right here, I can't. You're gonna have to sing it. What's a song that will get you through every time? And you got to sing it.
Oh my God. They're going to be like, close the show. I got a lot of songs I like that I listen. So I wonder if, no, I can't play because I'm on my phone. It's a song people are not going to really be familiar with. It's by a rapper from Detroit. She's out in New York. Her name is Lady Luck. She's an underground rapper. I can't think of the title offhand. I'm going to post it, y'all. I got to post it. But God, I need to play it because I need y'all to, oh my God, I need to play it. Because how you know a song and when it come on, it's kind of like, she talks about when we wake up every morning, the first thing we do is grab our phone, but we need to say what's up to the throne. We realize and recognize that there's people that didn't make it home. So we praise God. We raise our hands because we can celebrate and say, I made it through another day. We understand that He separated the sea so that we can go up. So we know that our praises are strong like Jacob. It's like you look over things and how people doubted you. And she kind of went into that, like they doubt you, but you know what you can do and you just grateful. So it's a rap, and I know people like, what? It's a rap song, but it's by Lady Luck, and I'm gonna share it later, y'all. I'm gonna send it to Sunshine so Sunshine can share it with you guys.
Okay.
But it's so catchy, and it just really resonates with me, because I'm thinking, like, every morning we wake up, the first thing I do, my alarm go off, unless I wake up before that. I do grab my phone because I have a son that's in another state. My mother is in dementia stages, so I do grab my phone to see if anybody said anything. I no longer grab my phone and look at the notifications. I be having like 40 something. I don't know. I look at anything that needs to come from them. If nothing's there, good. I'll go get ready for work, blah, 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 whatever I'm going to do. Then I look at the stuff. And I always lay in bed first before I even do that. And I pray. As soon as I rise up, I pray. And I thank him for another day. Mm-hmm. I thank him in advance for the life of my children, my husband, my siblings, my friends, my extended family, and people. Because he doesn't have to give it to us every day. Mm-hmm. I don't take it for granted, but that's what I do. And so if I had to get a song that people would know, it would be Never Would Have Made It by Marvin Sapp. Right? It's real. And it's crazy because I met him working with Beth, and I got the chance to tell him how much that song meant to me. I have my podcast studio being finished up for my launch next week, and I have one of my pictures with him. I have a wall that I'm going to call the Wall of Greatness. And I've met everybody that's on this wall thus far are amazing people that I've met. But I'm like, I realized I never would have made it if it wasn't for him. Because I've been in some dark places. Mm-hmm. I've been through some things where you would wonder how I'm even not sitting somewhere rocking in the corner. Right? Walking in my truth has been a difficult journey, but everybody has that difficult journey because we all have a truth. Mm-hmm. So music, Never Would Have Made It would be the song. Never would have made it. Never would have made it without you. I lost her. You the singer. Come on, bring it. Bring that. Come on, because you know it. You the singer.
See, that wasn't the song I was gonna sing.
No, but that's my choice. But that's one that gets me through, because when I realized some of the things I've gone through that I didn't think I was gonna get through, I realized if it wasn't for him, my God, today, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have got through. It ain't TT. It ain't my friends. They helped me. It ain't my family. Okay? Some of them helped me. Some of them made me feel like I was going crazy. Okay?
Right.
But I realized it's all because of what he's done, what he does for me.
Absolutely.
So I'm grateful.
Ooh, see, Grateful is one of my favorite songs. Since I kept saying stop being selfish, I give myself away. I give myself away so you can use me. I give myself away. Oh Lord, I give myself away so you can use me. Here I am. Here I stand. Lord, my life is in your hands. Lord, I'm longing to see your desire reveal in me. I give myself away.
Yes.
I give myself away so you can use me.
Yes.
I give myself away.
Yes.
I give myself away so you can use me. Yeah. Stop being selfish with yourself. You gotta give yourself away. So TT has a couple of shows.
Yes.
And productions that she's going to be a part of. And I'm getting ready to do the church announcements. So govern yourself accordingly. One of them is my sister. Oh my God. Crystal P.
Yes. Yes. Crystal P.
I could say so much about her. She's another one that's one of my big sisters that sets the bar high. You can't tell me whether you weight, tall, whatever. The girl she a Jamaican. I promise she's something. She do so much.
Yes, she does.
And I've had her on the show several times of explaining how sometimes what you think should be your career just might not be what God wants you to do.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have not seen the conversation the first time that I had with her, you need to go back and watch why I'm saying what I'm saying. Something dramatic happened.
Yeah.
That caused her to live a life of dealing with medicine, meaning laughter. Mm-hmm. So she has number 5.
Yes. Yes.
More Than Eyes Can See.
Mm-hmm.
And TT has been a part of this production with her since day one, right?
Yep. This is the 5th time, and I've been her stage manager all of the shows. So this is the finale coming up, and I'm honored. Shout out to Nikki Giovanni. She is the one that said, "Hey," when they were talking about putting together everything, the first show. She said, I got my MD. Nikki's the vocalist arranger. I got my caterer. I just need a stage manager. Who can I get? I don't know. Whoa. Chris P know a lot of people. And so Nikki said, what about TT? She's like, oh my God, why didn't I think about that? They called me. I was like, I got to check my calendar. I was like, I don't know. And so I checked it. It was open. I met with them. And I've been their stage manager ever since.
See, I was trying to be a background singer, so.
Wow. And you know what? Her background singers, one thing about Crystal, if it works, it works. She only switched out a male this year for the last run. She wanted to bring a different sound with this particular artist that's coming on. But Maya, I think this is Maya's 2nd year. You're going to have Nikki Giovanni all 5 shows. Nissa, I think this is Nissa's 3rd year. This could be Nissa's 3rd year, I believe. Yep, because she did Southfield when we was at the Silver Gardens, and then we did last year the Dearborn Performing Arts, and we're going back to the Dearborn Performing Arts this year. And then DeLorean, this is D'Lo's, I believe, his 3rd year. And Soul Deacon, he's coming on for the first time. Then you have Demetrius Neighbors is the MD. You have Jeff Ponders, who's been there. I believe Jeff Ponders has been there 4 years. Demetrius has been there 4 years. Jeff Kennedy, 4 years. So Natasha Wilson, Natasha. I think this is her 3rd year. So it's been a good run. Eddie is on the I think it's the Congos. I think this is gonna be his 3rd year. Or it could be his 4th year. I think he only missed 1 year. And so it's just gonna be phenomenal. It's gonna be phenomenal. Crystal and I discovered doing rehearsal about 2 years ago, because Kyra B, shout out to Kyra B, she was one of the Diamonds, because that's what the background singers are called, the Diamonds. And so she was going through something physically, and then we discovered she had lupus. And I was diagnosed, they said, and I would say they say because I don't claim it, but I respect it, that I also too have lupus. And so when people see me, they're like, how you be doing? I go. I do respect it, because there's sometimes when I'm in pain and I'm like, I just can't. I know when I can't, but I decided I want to live. I decided I don't want that to be the thing that stops me from doing all the great things that I know God has for me to do. And so, as I said, I respect it. I don't claim it. I respect it. And I always make a joke and say, lupus got to live with me. I don't got to live with lupus, right? I call it the L girl. I said, the L girl got to hang out with me. I ain't got to hang out with the L girl now. So, I say things like that. Crystal P show is going to be Saturday, April 12th at the Dearborn Performing Arts Theater. She has a few, I think I sent this to you, Sunshine. She has a few VIP tickets left, I think. Every seat in that theater is an amazing seat, but there's, of course, a lot of special perks that come along with that VIP. Crystal really knows how to treat her VIP. I'll say that. They get more than the eyes can see, and that's for sure. So it's going to be a phenomenal event. Crystal is amazing. She is more than a triple threat. I don't even know what you call Crystal. She's a hell of an actress. She's a writer. She's an amazing comedian. She's a pastry chef. She do some hell of a cake.
She did some hairstylist, and she
does everything. Yeah, Crystal DJs. Crystal do a lot. Crystal does a lot. And so this show is the last one. If you've never had the Crystal P experience, you do not want to miss this last one.
Yeah, I recommend it for real.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. Yeah.
The Enemy in My House.
That's the Vanessa Lynn Parables Entertainment. Vanessa Lynn is a well-known playwright from Detroit. She's on the lines of Angela Dunlap. Everybody knew who that is as well. Vanessa's known for writing her plots and her twists and murder mysteries and things of that nature. She always leaves you on the edge of your seat. Like, what? Like, yeah, for real. She really can write. She's going to be doing something big in 2026. I may be a part of that, but definitely I got the call, and calendar worked out where I could be her stage manager. That is going to be happening at Mary Grove. I believe it's May 10th. Is that correct?
Yes.
May 10th.
May 10th.
Yeah. And so I think there's a few VIP tickets for that as well. I'll be sharing that flyer, y'all, very soon. Starting next week, I'll be sharing it because I'm launching next week. So I'll be sharing those flyers. I will have the cast come on soon, closer to the date. I got to get with the director, because there's a director, even though Vanessa wrote this production and directed it before, she is going to sit back and allow another amazing actress, but also / director, to do that for her this run. And this is going to be my first time working with her. It's going to be phenomenal, I believe. Anything Vanessa does is great. If you have never seen Boss Lady, it's on DVD. Unequally Yoked. She's worked with some of the best here. Another amazing actress, writer, producer, director now is Sonia Renee. She's a part of Dennis Reed Productions. She has her own company as well. She's a hell of a writer, producer. She once played Detective Moultrie for Vanessa in one of her plays. And so that same role, Detective Moultrie, is when I said earlier that Kayron Moore, who is the lead on The Oval, Victoria Franklin, she played Detective Moultrie. And so I met both of those queens through Vanessa Lynn.
Wow.
And stay connected to them all these years. Yeah.
So, as you can see, this woman stays busy, booked and busy.
Booked and busy. That's I prayed for it. I prayed for it.
And it's fine.
Yep. Yep.
So let us get ready and prepare our hearts for our offering and prepare our hearts for our announcements. We told you a few of what she's being a part of, but let's go into in 2022. This was my first book I did solo, which is The Blueprint God's Design. It is on Amazon. I thank you in advance for that. In 2024, May of 2024 to be exact, I wrote Can Prayer Change Things? And it has been phenomenal. Following the life of a pimp and a prostitute. When we talk about do you care? Because we know that a pimp and a prostitute didn't grow up saying that's what I want to be. Did you ever ask yourself why, how, and did prayer change things? Can prayer change things? I don't know. Why don't you get the book and find out? If you want to continue to see the success of this show, my goal is to be the female Arsenio Hall / Ellen DeGeneres. Yes, I said it. You can donate at the Cash App at Sunshine Camila. I thank you in advance for that. Again, this is sponsored by My Boy Main Event, Blacktop Street Ball Association. Again, stay tuned with that. Stay tuned, because he got something super, super big coming down the pipe. And yeah, you don't want to miss it. BTSBA.com. Check it out. I think he has some new merch out too, so check that out. If you know of people that are doing amazing, you want to see them on the show, contact me on Facebook at Sunshine Camila, IG Sunshine Camila, or Keeping Real Conversations. You can email me. And this one of my hearts, Alita Cotton. How much? I don't even know what to say about this young lady. I met her on Perilous Times. Her and her son Ryan, who's amazing. Oh my God. She made sure that we was good. Like,
yep.
Her ginger and turmeric tea.
Get you together. Yeah.
You won't get sick, I promise you. And if you are sick, she gonna get you together, I promise you. AC's Teas on Facebook. She is AYECEE. Phone number 313-380-0321. Now I promote those I believe in. I promote and I do it and I drink it and I'm like, come on, I'm going. I get big jars. It don't last. Okay, it don't last because it tastes so good.
I concur.
Peggy James, First Lady Peggy James. If you know she can sing, well, she can cook. So, Famous Catering, 586-222-8417. My God, that's all I'm going to say. My baby sister, my love of my life, my sister, my real blood sister. If you got any questions about gardening, you got any questions about raising quail, yes, I said quail. She's on IG at Quail House Homestead. She has a beautiful garden. You name it, she got it. And on Facebook, she is Yolanda People. So, inbox her, do all of those wonderful things. I promise you, you're going to want to eat your own food. You know what you put in the ground. Amen.
Amen.
And last but not least, my new adventure, if you didn't know already, I am now a member of the David Whitfield Productions. Minister David Whitfield is having a live recording celebrating 25 years in ministry. This is a live recording Saturday, March 29th at 5:30 p.m. at Citadel of Praise Church, 20280 Linden Street, Detroit, Michigan, 48223. You don't want to miss this. Now, y'all thought I was singing. Yeah. With the vocal coach and everything. Okay? We're not playing. So you can inbox me and get the information. It is on my Facebook page, my Instagram page. If you are buying tickets, just let me know. You can purchase under David's name, and I will get credit for it. I need all y'all to show up. And I'm not saying
I hope I could be there. I gotta check our calendar. I hope I can be there.
So even if you can't be there, you can still buy a ticket. Praise the Lord.
Who to give it to?
We'll figure it out. You can buy it and I'll raffle it off. I don't know. But I am responsible for at least 10 tickets. So I need to meet my goal, and we want to make our goal as far as making sure that everything gets paid, because live recordings are not cheap, especially on this level. So again, I thank you, everybody. I want to also say, tune in next week on next Tuesday at 8:30, right? 8. Leave me and go to her. That's what I need you to do.
That right. Because I'll be checking your show out, then I go to do my show. When I get
leave me and go to her, and when I'm done, I go to hers. Yeah. So this is how this goes. Village, I need you to support TT. I need you to go on social media at TT and the D, and I need you to support her. I need you to support everything she does. Whether you see her name as stage manager, if you see her, whatever it is, I will drop everything. And I have dropped everything, actually, to make sure that she wins. That's what a village really does. So again, I need you guys to support her. As the village, I know you will. As always stated, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one advice away, and one help away from where you need to be in your destiny, proven over and over again since I started this show in 2020. The last conversations that we're going to have tonight, as always, is to my guest, my mentor, the person that gets me together and is the light for me.
Thank you.
So, what do you have to say, ma'am?
I just want to encourage people to keep your eyes on your focus point. Often we are so busy trying to see our focus point that we're worried about what somebody's doing somewhere else that we don't give our opportunities to ourselves. And if they told you can't do it, who are they to tell you that? One brick at a time is how you build your bridge. Take your time. You'll get there. You'll get there.
Don't be afraid.
And show up, right?
Show up.
Ain't that what we've been saying all night? Show up. Stop being afraid to show up for yourself. Stop being afraid. Just do it.
Just do it. Even if you're scared.
Do it afraid. Do it afraid. I've done plenty of things. Every time, people don't know this. Every time I do a speaking engagement, I'm nervous. Every time I do an interview, I'm nervous. And every time I used to step on stage when I was a choreographer or a dancer, I was nervous. And people are like, you do this all the time. I don't know why I feel that, because you don't know the energy that you're going to get from the audience or what people's expectations. But I always know that I'm not going out there to do anything less than great. So just do it scared. You'll be just fine.
Just fine. Yeah. So again, you guys, we will be back next Tuesday with Genesis, who has a story to tell. I don't know what the story is, but I'm definitely tuning in to find out what it is. But however, I will see y'all next Tuesday. Again, support will open doors every time. Again, I love you. I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.
See you, Queen.
See ya.
Join the journey, let a voice be your guide. With Sunshine Camila, you'll always find your stride. Tune in, turn up, let a light shine through. Sunshine Camila, she's singing just for you. Dreams take flight. There's a voice that shines so bright. Sunshine Camila, with a heart so true. She's here to lift you up and help you break through. Sunshine Camila, oh, she's got the glow. Her podcast is the place where dreams do grow. With a song in her heart and a smile on her face, she's here to support you in every space. Whether you're chasing stars or just need a friend, Sunshine's podcast is where your journey will begin. She sings with passion, she speaks with grace. In every episode you'll find a place. Yo, it's Sunshine Camila, bringing the heat. With every beat she got a message so sweet. Supporting your dreams, making them real. Her podcast is the deal, it's how you feel. She sings, she's got the flow. Tune in, turn up, let her spirit grow. From the streets to the stage, she got your back. Sunshine Camila, keeping you on track. From the highs to the lows, she'll be by your side. With a voice as your guide, you'll never hide. So tune in, turn up, let a light shine through. Sunshine Camila, she's singing just for you. Sunshine Camila, oh, she's got the glow. She's got the glow. Her podcast is the place where dreams do grow. Dreams do grow. With a song in her heart and a smile on her face. On her face, she's here to support you in every space. So join the journey, let her voice be your guide. Be your guide. With Sunshine Camila, you'll always find your stride. Find your stride. Tune in, turn up, let a light shine through. Sunshine Camila, she's singing just for you. So join the journey, let a voice be your guide. With Sunshine Camila, you'll always find your stride. Tune in, turn up, let a light shine through. Sunshine Camila, she's singing just for you. Girl in the world where dreams take flight, there's a voice that shines so bright. Sunshine Camila, with a heart so true. She's here to lift you up and help you break through. Sunshine Camila, oh, she's got the glow. Her podcast is the place where dreams do grow. With a song in her heart and a smile on her face, she's here to support you in every space. Whether you're chasing stars or just need a friend, Sunshine's podcast is where your journey will begin. She sings with passion, she speaks with grace. In every episode you'll find a place. Yo, it's Sunshine Camila, bringing the heat. With every beat she got a message so sweet. Supporting your dreams, making them real. Her podcast is the deal, it's how you feel. She sings, She's got the flow. Tune in, turn up, let her spirit grow. From the streets to the stage, she got your back. Sunshine Camila, keeping you on track.
From the highs to the lows, she'll be by your side. With a voice as your guide, you'll never hide. So tune in, turn up, let her light shine through. Sunshine Camila, she's singing just for you. Sunshine Camila, oh, she's got the glow. She's got the glow. Her podcast is the place where dreams do grow. Dreams do grow. With a song in her heart, and a smile on her face. On her face. She's here to support you in every space. So join the journey, let her voice be your guide. Be your guide. With Sunshine Camila, you'll always find your stride. Find your stride. Tune in, turn up, let her light shine through. Sunshine Camila, she's singing just for you.
So join the journey, let her voice be your guide. With Sunshine Camila, you'll always find your stride. Tune in, turn up, let her light shine through. Sunshine Camila, she's singing just for you.
Yeah. Girl, in the world where dreams take flight, there's a voice that shines so bright. Sunshine Camila, with a heart so true. She's here to lift you up and help you break through. Sunshine Camila, oh, she's got the glow. Her podcast is the place where dreams do grow. With a song in her heart and a smile on her face. She's here to support you in every space.
Whether you're chasing stars or just need a friend, Sunshine's podcast is where your journey will begin. She sings with passion, she speaks with grace. In every episode you'll find a place. Yo, it's Sunshine Camila, bringing the heat. With every beat she got a message so sweet. Supporting your dreams, making them real. Her podcast is the deal, it's how you feel. She sings, she's got the flow. Tune in, turn up, let her spirit grow. From the streets to the stage, she got your back. Sunshine Camila, keeping you on track.
From the highs to the lows, she'll be by your side. With a voice as your guide, you'll never hide. So tune in, turn up, let her light shine through. Sunshine Camila, she's singing just for you. Sunshine Camila, oh, she's got the glow. She's got the glow. Her podcast is the place where dreams do grow. Dreams do grow. With a song in her heart and a smile on her face. On her face. She's here to support you in every space. So join the journey, let her voice be your guide. Be your guide. With Sunshine Camila, you'll always find your stride. Find your stride. Tune in, turn up, let her light shine through. Sunshine Camila, she's singing just for you.
So join the journey, let her voice be your guide. With Sunshine Camila, you'll always find your stride. Tune in, turn up, let her light shine through. Sunshine Camila, she's singing just for you.
Yeah. Girl, in the world where dreams take flight, there's a voice that shines so bright. Sunshine Camila, with a heart so true. help you break through. Sunshine Camila, oh, she's got the glow. Her podcast is the place where dreams do grow. With a song in her heart and a smile on her face, she's here to support you in every space.
Whether you're chasing stars or just need a friend, Sunshine's podcast is where your journey will begin. She sings with passion, she speaks with grace. In every episode you'll find a place. Yo, it's Sunshine Camila, bringing the heat. With every beat she got a message so sweet. Supporting your dreams, making them real. Her podcast is the deal, it's how you feel. She sings, she's got the flow. Tune in, turn up, let her spirit grow. From the streets to the stage, she got your back. Sunshine Camila, keeping you on track.
From the highs to the lows, she'll be by your side. With a voice as your guide, you'll never